The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. My name is DonivanGray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to $10 billion, I decided that I am going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting my journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is DonivanGray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. We made different playlists for all the things we are into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 192. Today's date is Saturday, November 25th, and it is 1:39 p.m. So before we get into the topics of the day, we always start off with screen time. That is when me and Melissa check our phone to see how much time we spent on it last week. All right, so this week, interesting. Wow, what was I doing this week? Every day, on average, I spent 5 hours and 59 minutes on my phone each day this week. My highest usage day was Tuesday for 8 hours and 14 minutes. My lowest usage day was Sunday for 4 hours and 21 minutes. Were we at a fair on Sunday? We were at a fair. It was on this Sunday, right? That's crazy. I thought that was like 2 weeks ago. Right. So my most used app was X, which was for 14 hours and 25 minutes, which is about 2 hours a day. Then YouTube for 6 hours, then Mail, then Safari, and then Instagram. Instagram was only 2.5 hours for the entire week. About 20, maybe 30 minutes a day on Instagram. That's kind of good. It's really good. And it's number 4. I picked up my phone on average 92 times per day. My first used app after pickup was Mail, then X, then Messages. All right, baby girl, what was your screen time like last week?
Last week I was on my phone on average 8 hours a day. But it's looking like I fell asleep. Mm-hmm. It's looking like I fell asleep. So, I'm just saying. But my most used app was Instagram for 10 hours.
Did we switch phones?
I don't know how Instagram got me in this block. This choke. I don't even know when I click on it. Then TikTok for 9 hours. Then Gmail for 5.5 hours. Then Messages for 4 hours. Then Music for 2 hours. Shopify for 2 hours. LinkedIn for 2 hours. And then my first app used after pickup is Gmail, then Messages, then Instagram, then Music. Then Safari. It says I only picked up TikTok 25 times. But I was on it for 9 hours.
For the week?
Yes.
Wow.
That's insane. I only picked up the app 25 times. And I picked up my phone on average 106 times per day.
All right, now for the subscriber check. So on our main channel, we are currently at 6,680 subscribers. And on our candle channel, we are at 712 subscribers. The last vlog is doing pretty well view-wise, but average view duration-wise is definitely not as high as normal, but I'm not that surprised. I'm actually surprised by how many views it has. I'm not even sure where to start today. So y'all hear me coughing a little bit. Last week, my friend invited me out to a fitness convention. And it was cool because it was my first time ever going to a place where that many people were in shape. I'm talking about like hundreds of people I'll probably put some video up in here. It was just an interesting environment to be in. And it made me want to get back in the gym. And that, for me, just reinforced the whole idea that I should, you got to change your environment. That reinforced that whole idea for me. Because not only were they in shape, they had a talk of people who were, I guess, speakers or whatever you want to, keynote speakers, and they were giving information about healthy living and unhealthy living and things that, like using your phone at certain times of the day, what alcohol does to your body, what being sedentary does to your body, just how your bones respond over time and things like that. So it was cool to go and be there, right? So y'all may or may not know this, but I have not worked out in a very, very long time. Honestly, it's long, but it's not as long as I think it is, because I was working out this year. We had the car. No, that we lost. We had the that was last year. We had the car. When was I going to the gym?
Probably
to play basketball.
Last year.
Wow, I thought it was the beginning of this year. That's crazy. We lost the car this year. Yep, that's crazy. So I have not. This whole entire year, I don't think I worked out one single time. Like, I don't think I went to the gym. Did I play basketball at least?
The only you played basketball once.
Once?
Once.
That's it? Maybe it wasn't twice at least?
No, I think it was once.
I went to Brooklyn. That was this year, I think.
Right, you played basketball once, and that was it. The only other thing you could count as exercise, probably like pulling a cart.
Yeah, I don't count that as exercise. So the moral is I have not done any weightlifting, any cardio, any basketball playing, nothing really, right? So one thing I learned from when Melissa and I were on the alkaline diet, when we were eating a lot healthier than we're eating now, we were studying how the body works and how it processes bad food and just bad things coming in and out of it, right? And one thing that was fascinating to me is that I think the body is very simple in what it does, but complex in how it does it. So pretty much, if you have something into your body that's bad, your body tries to get it out. That's literally the basis of it. If something comes in it doesn't want, it could be a virus, it could be a germ, it could be what's another word, allergen, a lot of different things that come into your body, emotional pain, even probably physical pain. Your body is like trying to get the things out of it, right? So the reason why it's complex is because it has a ton of ways of doing that, whether it be crying, whether it be ejaculating, whether it be sweating, peeing, shitting, throwing up, diarrhea, whatever. Like, these are all different ways that your body will try to coughing, sneezing, spitting, like earwax, dripping nose. All of these things that your body is doing, is the only purpose is there's something inside of me and I'm trying to get it out. That's literally it. And I think that's fascinating because it made me rephrase or reframe how I looked at either being sick or having a cold or whatever, right? So I feel like before, people will look at it as you have a cold, as it's something you can't, like you caught a cold, you went outside and a cold was there and you got one, right? And I don't believe that's how it works at all. So on a regular basis, when you're outside, there are things that are going to be, that you come in contact with, that are going to make you feel that your body will try and expel on a regular basis, right? Depending on where you are at on your health scale will dictate how much your body has to do to get rid of that thing. So let's say that you go outside and you might get some dust in your nose, right? You might sneeze and it comes out. Boom, dust gone. You're like, you don't even know. Yeah, you don't even remember you sneezed one time during the day. Or you might even cough a little bit, something like that, right? You don't even know. Depending on where you're at on that scale, that little piece of debris that got into your body could turn into a plethora of things where you end up in the hospital, you end up bedridden for a couple of days, you're sneezing, maybe you have some type of allergic reaction to it, but it all comes from the same thing. You had something small come in your body, you were trying to get it out. So another thing that kind of comes up in that I learned is that the reason why people get sick, especially I learned this a lot during the COVID era, is that, like I said, my dad was murdered. I say this all the time. Okay. And what they did to him in the hospital was they just overloaded his body with different things, right? So in layman's terms, you have 5 people on one side and you have 5 on the other side, right? So your body can handle it. It's like 5 on 5. It's like 5 on 1, right? Because one thing come in, your body has 5 things to fight it. During the COVID era, when you went to the hospital, they were giving people 10, 20, 30 different things in their body that shouldn't be in there. So their body is trying to fight off all those other things while also trying to run its regular main functions, right? And that's usually when someone dies or someone gets really sick. It's literally just being overrun. Your body has, for the most part, everything it needs to fight off, in my opinion, every single type of disease or every single type of ailment or whatever that comes in contact with it, unless you are doing things in the detriment of your body, right? So the reason I bring this up is because at the fitness exposition or convention, right? Remember, I have not worked out in over about a year, if not more, right? So they had I guess you can call it a device. It was more or less like a piece of a board, right? And then you stood on top of the board, and then underneath the board they had the resistance band. That's what they're called. So they give you a resistance band that goes underneath the board you're standing on, right? So and then they have like a pole that is inside of that you connect to each side of the resistance band, and you can do curls with it, you can do squats with it, and you could do a bunch of different things, deadlifts and stuff. The reason I'm saying what it is because I was shocked by the price of it. Okay, they wanted basically $1,000 for this thing, and these are all stuff that you can buy from any fitness store, any fitness website for probably a combination of maybe $35, maybe $40, and they were charging damn near $1,000 for this. So I thought personally that was crazy. And then what it was, or how it worked was, you would do a certain amount of curls, or I think it was curls only, to get a raffle ticket. And when you do, for every 10 curls, you will get one raffle ticket depending on the size or the weight of the resistance band. So if you get the raffle, right, it's a ticket for you, either get 10% off, 20% off, 80% off, whatever the number was. So I'm like, I haven't lifted weights in a long time. Let me just go see how my body is. I want to just get a baseline for what I can do, because I know, like, if I haven't worked out in a long time, if I lift like 5 pounds too many times, my bicep starts hurting. So I want to see, where am I at on this scale? So I go over there, I take off my jacket, take off my bag, and I do 10. And actually, it was 20, because the heavier the weight, the less you had to do for it. Right, so if the weight was 5 pounds, then you had to do like 45 curls to get one raffle ticket. If the weight was 80 pounds, you had to do 10 curls to get one raffle ticket. Right, so the one I had was 20 curls for one raffle ticket. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do this. So I'm doing the raffle. I'm doing the curls. I did my 20. I got my ticket. I'm like, okay, I feel like my arms definitely are swollen, like way more than they should be for the amount of work I did. But I'm not too surprised, just because I haven't worked out in a long time. So later, like I leave, I come home, right? And then towards the end of the night, I had like started feeling kind of sick, right? I'm kind of like coughing, sneezing. I'm feeling cold, and I'm feeling hot. I'm sweating a lot. Like I'm just feeling terrible. Like I'm feeling terrible, right? That was on Saturday. That was Saturday night that happened. By Sunday morning, I'm like toast. Like I don't want to do anything. I can't really do anything, but we have a craft fair. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, at this point I could barely even talk. So I'm like, but I have to go to the craft fair. I can't not go, and I have to go try and sell when I get there, right? So we go to Grand Bazaar, and I'm inside. I sit down the whole entire time, and I'm still selling as much as I can without killing my like I said, I'm trying to just talk as much as I can. But I thought it kind of had gotten better. I got some holes from my throat because my throat was on fire. Every time I swallowed, it would hurt. We leave after the whole day is done, come home, and I feel like it just kind of got worse the next day, right? And I couldn't figure out. I'm like, obviously I'm sick. Like something is wrong. I don't get this kind of sick. Like I normally, if I get sick, and I had a headache too. I had a crazy headache. Had a headache, coughing, nose with stuff, sweating, hot, cold. My body hurt. I'm just like, everything I could possibly have, I have it. The next day, I guess I'm sitting there, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, what the heck? Like, why do I feel like this? Like, this is really bad. It was last year, because we had the car, and Melissa was at the craft fair with me, and I had to go sit in the car and sleep in the car because I couldn't, like, I was out of it. So I slept in the car. I remember that day. And that was last year. So I'm trying to nurse this thing. I'm drinking tea, I'm drinking water or whatever. And then it hit me that I worked out when I was at the fitness convention. And like I told you guys earlier, one thing that your body, or two things. One thing your body does is if something comes in, it doesn't want in there, it tries to get it out, right? Or something that's in there needs to get out, it does that. The other thing I said was that your body can get overrun by one thing and it makes it harder to fight another thing. So when it comes to working out, my body hasn't worked out in so long. I think that it was not in a position to be able to handle whatever like lactic acid my body was experiencing or whatever extra blood flow or pressure my body was feeling and dealing with from doing, mind you, just those 20 curls. Because to do those 20 curls, I'm using my biceps and my shoulders. I'm probably using some kind of leg strength to even like, I know it sounds crazy, but just to pull the band against myself because I was standing on it, right? Trying to keep my posture straight. I think all of that culminated in me feeling or me using up all of my other, I'll call it people, to defend my body, right? So my body trying to take care of all of that, whatever lactic acid happens. Also, another thing too, when you work out, obviously, your body has to repair itself. That's how working out works. So my body trying to repair itself for what I just did. But I guess in that time period, I'm outside. Maybe I caught something. Maybe a germ entered my body. Then it just got worse from there. So that was honestly the first 3 or 4 days of the week. And I had to edit the vlog and the podcast in the beginning of the week. So I'm still kind of like, I'm better now. I kind of just have like a little cough. It's like, and it's not even like a raspy cough. It's more of a phlegm trying to get out of my body cough. Well, again, like I said, your body trying to just expel different things. So that was the Friday night up until basically, let's say yesterday and today. So I've been trying to nurse this thing the whole entire time. One thing that happens from trying to nurse my body is that everything goes to shit, right? Because it's like work takes longer to get done, which means that it piles up on other work, which means it becomes the compound and becomes even harder to do. And it just makes the entire process of trying to do work even harder. So as I said earlier, we did Grand Bazaar and we were inside. So it turned out to be a pretty good day. I was kind of surprised about being inside. When we first got there, I was disappointed in the spot that we got because y'all know I hate being in front of the door. And not only were we in front of the door, we were next to someone that sold pottery and candles. And I just feel like, I mean, you shouldn't put a candle person next to another candle person. However, from talking to the guy, or at least from Melissa talking to him, he and his boyfriend just started making candles recently. So he makes pottery and they wanted to put something inside the pottery. So they chose to go with candles, obviously. So could have been a plant. Could have been selling plants, but they know they wanted to do pottery and candles. So yeah, on Sunday we did $760 and we sold about 20 something candles that day. And it was a pretty good day. People came back that, funny enough, not people that saw the candles somewhere else bought candles. People that recognize the candles from something else were like, oh, I've seen it somewhere, I want to get one. There was a person who was at her client's house who was burning the candle, and she said that she liked the candle so much it was a Sunday reset. I think it's funny because she was like, oh, I'm going to get that one right there because my friend has that one, my client has that one. And then she smelled the other one. She's like, oh, these are all good. You know, actually, I'm going to get one. I'm going to get this one instead. So I like hearing that because it just lets me know that even though, like, she liked that one, but also liked the other ones enough to buy a different one from the one that she came here with the intention, not even came with the intention of, but had the intention of buying. It was indoor. We have another one next week, Sunday, and then I think we have one more in December, and then, oh, that is December. Oh, that's the only one we have in December, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, we only have one in December, and it's next week. So after that, no more craft for the rest of the month. Yeah, like I said, guys, I definitely have been out of it for, it's been a while, honestly. I feel like it's been like 2-3 weeks. So yes, I've been feeling weird for a couple of weeks. I called the depression on the podcast, which I think is a very interesting thing. just because from talking to my mom and just during Thanksgiving or the morning of Thanksgiving, I just kind of felt the same, right? I felt very apathetic, just kind of like, very whatever. But I did enjoy going to my mom's house, and it was very small, just me, her, and it was weird because it was just very small, but I enjoyed being there. Like I felt energy from just being there, so that was kind of cool. But in talking to her, one thing I realized is that with depression, and I don't even like the word really, but I feel like it resonates. People understand what I'm saying. But how I now define it would be, it's not sadness. Like I don't think depression is being sad, right? I think depression is just not caring. Like that's what I feel like depression is, where that's how you end up in like a hoarding situation. That's how you end up, you're not showering for a long time, or you're not going out with your family anymore because you just don't care. It's like you're not sad. You just literally are like, I don't care to go out outside. I don't care to clean. I don't care to take a shower. I don't care to do anything. I just don't care. Like I'm not against it. I think I should clean. I think I should take a shower. I think I should go out, but I just don't feel like it. Right. And I feel like that is what depression is. That's definitely how I've been feeling. I've been feeling like, I don't care. Like I don't feel like doing anything. Right. And I think, or from the convention, it also showed me, like I said earlier, is that it's environment. The environment has to be changed. So when I was a bike messenger, right, bro, every time I go outside and see somebody who's a bike messenger, I'm always like, wow, I used to do that every day consistently for years. And it got very monotonous, right? But for me personally, I know for me to do work, it has to be very easy for me to do it, right? So my brain optimizes something to the point that it's so easy to do that I don't have to think about doing it. It just happens, right? So when I was a bike messenger when I was at my mom's house, I would always, whatever I was going to wear, like I had the same pair of pants I wear all the time, had the same hoodie, all I did was change my underwear and my shirt and my socks. That was it. And as soon as I come home, take off my pants, put them in one spot, put my hoodie in one spot, put my book bag in one spot, and I get up, I put it on, my bike's in the same spot, take the same train to the same place every day. It was just the same thing every day, right? And that's because I know myself. Because if anything comes in the way of that, I'm not going to want to do it because I already don't want to do it. Like, so I have to make the thing that I know needs to be done as easy to do so I don't have to fight against myself to do it. Where it's like, oh man, what am I gonna wear this morning? I don't know. Should I wear this hoodie or that hoodie, or where's my boots at? Do I need this boot or that boot? It's like, okay, do I need this? And like, I don't want to think about any of that when I get up because it's gonna take me longer because I'm gonna procrastinate because I don't want to go to ride my bike in the rain. I don't want to ride my bike in 10 below freezing weather. I don't want to ride my bike when it's nice outside because it's gonna be slow. So I'm like, I don't want to go to do this thing, but I have things I want to do in my life, so I have to go out and work. And I feel like the house we live in now has to have that, and I don't think it's set up that way where it's things kind of where things will happen by accident. Right, that's how I call it, where it's like you have no choice but to do X because X is so simple to do. One way I do that now is with the podcast and the vlog. So with the vlog, I will load up the whole thing, right? And then I'll put on if y'all don't understand, y'all who edit, y'all understand, but people who don't, I get all the videos, right? I got to download them to my computer from my phone, and then I have to put them in a folder, in 2 different folders, and then I take that folder, I put it onto Final Cut Pro, which is an editing platform, right? Then I have to sync all the clips together on Final Cut Pro, and then I put it in the timeline, which is where you start editing, okay? So I will do all of that and just put it there, because for the next day, when I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, all I gotta do is grab my laptop, put it on my lap, and press play and start editing, right? There's no friction between trying to get the thing, between thinking about the thing and getting it done. It's like, okay, all I gotta do is grab my laptop, open it, and press play. That's it. I don't have to go find my laptop. I don't have to do everything I said the day before. Because if I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I have to do everything I just said, loading the different vlog, loading the podcast, loading the vlog, downloading the videos, syncing the videos, if I gotta do or changing the audio, if I gotta do all of that before at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's not getting done. It's not gonna get done. Right? So what I came up with is that Melissa going on vacation. Right? She's going to be gone for 5 days. She's going to be with her at her cousin's house. And in those 5 days, I'm going to optimize the house. I have to, two things going to happen because I know myself. I usually take about 3 days to kind of recharge my battery. That's normally what happens. And how it works is, like, the first day I do nothing, the second day I do kind of something, and then the second and a half day to the third day I get mad at myself for not doing anything the first 2 days. Right? That's kind of how it works. And then I will work for 6-7 days straight, maybe 8 days straight, and it feels the same way again. And repeat that cycle. That's how those works for me. So Melissa is gone. I said the house is a mess. And I also think, or I've been told, that I have ADHD. I don't believe in ADHD personally, just because when I went to the doctor for it when I was in college, they were like, do you ever lose the remote? Do you hate doing homework? Do you not want to go to school? And I was like, yeah, facts. I don't want to go to school. Yeah, you have ADHD. I'm like, really? That's interesting, right? But I'm like, internally, I'm like, come on. I'm like, you're not going to tell me because I can't find my remote or because I don't know where my keys at, or I hate going to school and doing homework, that I have ADHD. I personally believe that's the majority of people that go to school. Maybe some people are not like that, right? But that's how I look at it. But even with that, it ended up saying I could take Adderall, and I took the Adderall when I was in college, and it's by far the most what would I call it? Immediate change for productivity I've ever seen. Like, it's crazy. Every single time I take it, after I'll take it at like 2 o'clock, probably like 2:26 or so, I feel my eyes open up, right? I always felt the same time. I felt like the limitless guy. And I'm like, oh yeah, kicked in, I feel it. And I'll look around the house, or wherever room I'm in, my college dorm or in my mom's house, and I'll just be like, I gotta start cleaning. Like, I gotta start cleaning something. I have to clean everything, right? I start putting things away. I start sweeping the floor. I start organizing stuff that don't even need to be organized. I'm just organizing stuff for no reason. Just everything needs to be in shape and in order, right? And I think that's because my body has to operate in order, like in some type of system. And when I take the Adderall, it gives me the energy and the focus to create the order and the system for me to be able to operate properly, right? So while Melissa is gone, I'm going to be doing that for the house. And I thought about taking Adderall again. However, I feel I'm very strongly against drugs and alcohol, right? And I think the fact that I'm even considering having or wanting to take it is already a problem, because that's the first step to getting into something like that. It's like, okay, let me just take one. I'm gonna take one once a week, and now I'm gonna take two at once every other week, or whatever the number is, right? And then now I'm like, damn, I need one like 2 times a week, 3 times a week. All right, now I'll take one every day. It's like, it's only in the morning. Take one in the morning, that's it. Then I'm taking 2 in the morning. Then I'm taking 2 in the morning, 1 in the middle of the day. And then after, I went from not taking it for years to taking, 20, 30 pills in a week. So that's why I'm always like trying not to go in that route. But it was just an enlightening moment for me, because now it showed me like, okay, Donovan, you are on a downward trajectory. You need to make sure that you bring it back up and level it back off. So that's what I'm gonna be doing over the next 5 days, just trying to get life back in order. Just because, like I said, another thing too, when it's messy, I feel like not claustrophobic. I just don't want to. I don't want to move. My body sees everything, and then it just shuts off. Like nope, not working. And then it'll take days before I'm like, okay, let me actually go and start putting something away or cleaning up. But then it's a cycle, because once I start doing that, then it becomes another mess, and I'll wait another 4 days for the cleanup, whatever that is. And then I'm like, at some point I'm like, I don't want to do this. And that's how you end up in a hoarding situation where we have like mountain of clothes and messes and stuff everywhere because you just stop caring. So like I said, I'm trying to prevent it from getting to that point. And we're gonna see what happens, because another thing too, y'all know we're supposed to have a live, right? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I can't say a live's coming out for November. I don't see one happening. It'll be tough if a live come out in November. It'll be the last day, and if we did another one for December, the last one would be on January 31st probably, or sometime around New Year, something around that time, if we did another one during that time. But like I said, I've been out of it. Like, I just been completely out of it for the last couple of weeks, it feel like. I've had some days I'm like, all right, I'm ready, and then it's like 4 days of just completely nothingness. So I'm gonna try and take these 5 days to really step it up, and we're gonna see if we can get something going. So on a business note, when it comes to e-commerce, at least this is my belief, is that it's a lot of small changes you have to make to become successful, right? Which I guess is probably not specific to e-commerce, but I feel like in e-commerce you can look at it and see it more, because it's quantified and measured, so you can see it. When we're looking at our analytics and stuff on Shopify for the website, it shows us where people are leaving the website. It shows us how long they spend on a certain website, on a certain page on our website. It shows us where they come from. It shows us when they leave and things like that. And I think that there's probably 30 things right now that might each raise our conversion rate 0.5%, right? And right now, when we first started our first month, our conversion rate was 0%. And conversion rate, people who don't know, that's just how many people come to the website divided by how many people purchase, right? That's one of the conversions that we track. So it was 0, then it was 0.75, then it was 9.98 this month, right? And that's not a huge change in it, but we've made more money. But we've done a lot of small, minor things. Like, there's some of the things we've done. Melissa has changed product pictures so that they look the right size. We've changed descriptions. We've added, we changed the pictures. We've added different layouts. Not layouts. There's a lot of small, just very, very, very minor things we've done. A welcome email, a pop-up, all different stuff, right? Having arrows that are more visible. And I think that all those things will get us from 0.75 to 0.98. But we still have, like I said, 30 or 40 more of those things to do. And that's what I want to do over the next couple of weeks to get it up. Because I feel like there's a lot of potential on the website. For somebody to see our product on Google Images, on Google Shopping, right? Not know who we are and click on it and then come to our website and look around, to me that should be a sale, right? In my opinion, if you could see a picture of just a perfume bottle and come to our website without knowing who we are, what the scent is, or anything else, that means that we have to be able to convert on the website when you get here. And this will be able to tell us, like, seeing that lets me know, like, okay, we have some changes to make. So one of the things that I did was I went on Fiverr and I found a copywriter, right? Because one of the things we need, and copyright, for those who don't know, is not the person that will do trademarks and things like that. It's the person who will write emails, who will write ads, who will write the words on the website. And it was surprisingly inexpensive compared to what I thought it might be. They charge $200 just to write what we have for our homepage, right? Because I want to change over our homepage. I think it'll increase our conversion from where it's at now, just because it'll have a lot more they call like trust indicators on the website. And I think it's amazing. I think it is so amazing to be able to just go on Fiverr and find this, because the 15K is really a godsend from that perspective. Because I would have really had to bet my last $200 on copywriting, and I don't know if I would have hired someone to do it if we didn't have any money. Like, I might have, because there's so many things to pay for at that point. Do I pay for a subscription? Do I pay for food? Do I pay for laundry? Do I pay for copywriting? Do I pay for camera equipment? Do I pay for water? Like, what do I pay for with this $200? So the 15K is like, okay, we need copywriting. Let's get that. And I think it came out pretty well for $210. And we probably saw about 4 or 5 people. We didn't pay them, we just kind of talked to them. But I think it's very beneficial, because one thing that we need are emails. We need lots and lots of emails. We need abandoned cart emails. We need asking for review emails. We need welcome emails. We need like nurturing emails. We need sales emails. We need a lot of these things that would take me a very long time to do myself, especially like when we have the money to pay for somebody to do it. So at this point, it's like, okay, and for $200, we've already seen that the email that we currently have has made us probably like $600 at this point. And it was written by AI, right? And people read it, use the code from it, sign up to it, and then pay for a candle. So I think if we can have a lot more of it, and again, it goes back to what I said earlier, the 0.5% or 0.05% in increase in conversion rates will add up. To one point, we'll be at 1.2%, because we get about a month, maybe, is it a month or a week? I think about a week we get about 1,500 people come to the website, right? So if we're doing a 1% conversion rate on that, that would be what, 10 sales a week? Shopify says that we are at 0.89% as of today. So for the whole month, that's how many things we had? That's crazy. That's so crazy. So for this month so far, we've had 1,678 sessions, right? So on that 1,600 sessions, we've gotten 16 orders, right? Which is about 1%. It's 0.95. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's checking with. I have to check what they are looking at as a conversion rate. So it's about 70 sessions a day, right? So if we get that up to like 1.5% or 2%, honestly, I think it should be like a 3%. Would be like a really good conversion rate. Then we can increase the amount of money we're putting towards the ads. And if we're consistently doing 3% in conversion rate, and let's say we doing, I don't know, 1,000 days is a lot, but let's say we're doing 1,000 a day. Wow, that's insane. That's crazy. So if we were operating at 3% conversion, which again is amazing to operate at, we'd be doing 900 sales a month, right? Damn. Right. If we get 30,000 people come to the site, so 900 sales a month. Right now, our average order value is, we'd be at $72,000. We'd be at $72,000. And I'm like, but that's, again, making all of those small changes, 0.5 here, 0.5 here, 0.5 here, 0.05 here, 0.05 here, 0.05 here. And then we're finally at 2%, or we're at 1.4% or something like that. And then we're like, okay, let's start putting more money into the ads. And now we can just increase the money we're making. But that's it is a long journey. But until then, I will leave y'all with my beautiful, phenomenal, amazing girlfriend from the League of Villains. Yay, League of Villains! Yay, League of Villains! We have what?
Today.
Ooh, everyone. Oh, I never seen it this close before. You could zoom in. That's cool. Okay. Hi. This is the League of Villains segment featuring your favorite villain. So what's going on? I finally have energy back. I feel like a human. I feel like a person. Because Donovan was sick last week, and last week I also just ended my cycle. Thanksgiving was really cool. My brother and my mom moved to Georgia. I don't know if I told y'all that. So my brother, he was back for Thanksgiving, which was really cool. So I spent the night over there. Was chilling with my brothers, because I have two, and my grandma. It was a lot of fun, and it's always cool to see, like, I have a really big family, so it's always really cool to see, like, the kids getting older, having conversations with them now because they could talk now and stuff. So it's just, like I said, it's cool. So y'all know me, I just be going on mad side quests. There's a ton of side quests to do all the time. Like Donovan said, everything will bring us a step closer, but it's just so much to do. So from taking the course and everything, I've been trying to get into more networking events and just kind of like tapping into that market, because the Morgan Stanley thing that we went to was also an event, and it was what's that called? It was a fashion show, but like I said, it was still an event with professionals. So I'm like, okay, how do we get our candles into more of these events that professionals are going to be at, that, they may want to take a candle home. They may want to support, Black businesses, minority businesses, this time of year and all that stuff. So there's this thing called New York Black. They're having like a mixer, a holiday soiree, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like fun. And I was looking, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna have vendors there. So I decided to shoot them an email, because that's what I've been doing. Like, listen, an email could get you so far. Just shoot the email cold, randomly, see what happened. So I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? I sent this email at 1:00 in the morning. That's how Melissa was just up doing nonsense. And I said, hello, Ember Candle Co. is a Black woman-owned business. I'm really interested in vending at your event. I create handcrafted luxury beeswax candles in Queens and would love for Black professionals to experience our product. I would look forward to hearing from you. Set this at 1 a.m. So I just got a response 8 minutes ago. And it says, Melissa, hope you're having an amazing weekend. Thank you for reaching out. Although we can't accept vendors for our upcoming holiday event, we may be able to accommodate vendor requests in 2024. We are, however, accepting product donations for our awardees' gift bags. This can be great exposure for your brand. We are creating 10 gift bags for confirmed award recipients. And so one of them is to be announced. One of them is an author/influencer. One of them is a journalist with Spectrum One News. One of them is the Chief Diversity Officer of NYC DEI. I don't know what that is, though. One is the Executive VP of External Affairs for a fund and a formal New York City Council member. Another is a Chief Strategist and Innovation Officer at a hospital. The founder of FUBU, CEO of the Black Man Organization, and a social justice activist. And then they said to let us know, by Tuesday if we're interested. So I had to talk to Donovan about it, of course. But I just think it's like, this is cool. It's just cool. It's just cool. They're only asking for 10 candles as opposed to like 200 or something like that. And I think the people that it would go to, if we put a little card in there, I think that's something I want to start doing too. When we give these little gift things, got to put a little card like, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. This is who I am. This is why this is impactful. And we would love it if you could just share whatever. And like I said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So I'm excited about this. I'm glad to get a response back, because sometimes, I reach out to some people, I don't hear anything back. So that's really cool too. And I'm just like ready to be locked in. I'm ready to be locked in. I'm excited to go to my cousin's house for the 5 days, because I really like, it was a cousin that I really, really like. She's like low-key my favorite cousin, but you can't tell my other cousins that. So I'm excited. I know Donovan's gonna enjoy having the space to himself and being able to, because I'm the messy person. It is me. I'm the problem. I am the villain. It's me. So he's gonna have like a way cleaner space. He's gonna be able to reset it to the way that he likes, and then when I come back, I won't make a mess. But yeah, it's I just feel very optimistic. I think it's kind of interesting. Well, do you feel like you're depressed? Or that's not the right word? Like, what did you say?
Probably.
Okay.
Sure.
So yeah, I feel good. Like I feel good. Like I feel like life is good. If there wasn't an impending eviction and the mountain of money that we owe so many different people, I think I'd be really happy. And we're working on, straightening those things out. So I think that, like, I feel happy now. I feel more safe or whatever. So I just think that it's just a matter of time before we get to that safety, that security, and I'll just be floating around, like, just la la la, I guess some things that I want to focus on this week, we just made some custom shipping tape for the boxes that's supposed to be coming in hopefully before the end of this week or next week. I have to now talk to, we updated our packaging for the boxes as well. And that is supposed to be coming in. I'm supposed to be talking to the supplier this week to kind of figure that out, what it's going to look like. I also need to go, check out, it's called the HDU or home base or something like that. Something, homelessness prevention, because of the eviction that's, impending. We have a lot of applications that, the status needs to be updated or I needed to work on. So that's like eviction related things. And then also there's the MWBE certification in order for us to sell at the airport. And they're asking for like a government contract. And technically I don't have one. So I have to reach back out to the person that is proposing that we'll be selling there to kind of tell him the snags that I've hit. So yeah, I have to do that. And I also have to update the application within 30 days for them to not throw it out. So that's just pretty much like a fraction of the things that needs to be done. But just to give you guys just a little update, I guess, on what is being done and what I'm focusing on. And it's a lot of design stuff. We ended up buying like a little course that has to do with getting grant money, like ensuring that you get grant money and ensuring that you get like win those types of pitch competitions and stuff like that. So we already paid for it. I need to do that course. And I also have a course that's going to be expiring, I think, in April. That's the UX UI design course, and that's going to help with emails and different like content creatives. It could help with ads. It could help with a shit ton of things. And I need to finish that. I also have Adobe Illustrator on my computer now, and honestly, with Adobe Illustrator, you can make your own fonts.
Oh wow!
So that could be really freaking cool because I'm a font girl. So there's that, and what else? So yeah, for me, it's a lot of creative output and then some like admin work that needs to be done. Oh, I have to do taxes. Oh my gosh, I got a phone call from we ain't do no sales tax this whole time. So I got a phone call. It's like, listen, you got to do your taxes. We're going to pay $4,000. I'm like, shit, I ain't got $4,000 right now. So got to do the taxes and all that other stuff. And the reason why I haven't done it is because it was intimidating, honestly. And honestly, I don't even think we made that much for like a good amount of those quarters to kind of do that. So I have to like now look in the books and see what everything is supposed to be or how it's supposed to be done. But that's going to be handled and it shouldn't be a problem. That's pretty much where we're at right now. And I'm excited for next year. I think next year when it comes to lives and stuff like that, I really do like the fact that we did monthly lives this year. But what it also showed me is that a month is not enough time. A month is not enough time to see like lasting changes. Not lasting changes, but in order to enact something, and especially if our time to yeah, to put something in action is 2 months. Having a monthly dialogue doesn't really, like, I can't tell you about the changes because I probably didn't make them yet. You're gonna have to catch me in another month and then I could tell you what happened. So I think next year, quarterly would be really good, kind of like a shareholders meeting, and I could see why they do it quarterly anyways, from this year. So yeah, the business is businessing, and we're getting into the practices, we're getting into just getting all the stuff done. I'm trying to put it into words, but it's just very vast. All the things that needs to be, it's so many things that need to be done. And I think I'm talking in circles, so I'm done. The community organization that we work with, partner with, I don't know what the term is, the one that gave us the marketing loan, they had also reached out to us to say like, oh, if you need help or something, like we also have this thing. Pretty much there are students that would work, they would connect us to some college students to help create a marketing plan, and that would be kind of their final project for school too, which to me is like really cool. Another cool thing is that the students, or the university that is providing the students is St. John's, and that's also the school that I went to. So it's kind of like full circle, or just kind of like a cute thing. So we're actually going to be going to the campus on Friday to see the presentation of the students and what they came up with for the marketing for AnetaBurn. So like I said, I'm super excited to see what they came up with. I am kind of curious to see how the experience is going to be, because I don't know how much they know about us, what we look like, where we're from, and all that stuff. So I feel like it would be, I think it would be kind of cool to see like a company that is owned by someone that's like, not that far from my age. Cause I'm young, you feel me? It could be inspiring, could be cool for the students there. So I'm excited to see how that goes. What else? And then the other thing, so my cousin Dane, he and his what do I call him, a ragtag team of marketers have been working on AnetaBurn 2, and working on helping us for with our marketing strategy and branding. And that has been, really cool, and we're really appreciative of that. So we just had like a presentation. They presented to us. I think it was definitely this week. I just don't remember the exact day. And, they presented us with kind of like the different categories or kind of niches that the brand voice would kind of be. So the one that we landed on was kind of like Pretty Luxe, where it's like, it's about the visuals, and it's about the luxury, and it's about the feel of it, or the premium product. So that's, pretty cool, and pretty, yeah. I don't know how to put it into words. I like how they described it. I like the visuals that they had for it, and that's the direction that we decided we're going to take the company in. They also talked to us about like things that we already knew. It's just that we haven't, like Donovan said, we haven't gotten along to fixing those things yet, because you just kind of have to do things as they come. So if you were to go on the internet right now and look at the different sales channels for the candles, you may see a completely different price on each channel, because we probably haven't been on Amazon in a while. Maybe we've raised our prices recently, and that's not reflected on Etsy, or may not be reflected on TikTok yet. So that's something that they notice. And like I said, I really appreciate and really have a strong respect for people that take the time to do the work and really look at what the brand is for what it is, and try to figure it out. So I really appreciate them and what they're doing, for sure. And I'm excited to see what direction we end up going in, or like how we incorporate their advice into what we're doing for the branding and what we're doing for the business. When
I am fed up with something, when I'm done with something, I want to blow it up. And that's always been my personality. And I think the logic behind it is it's the easiest thing to do. Like, If you look at a cockroach in your house and you don't want it there, if I blow up the house, there's no cockroach. You ever think about that? If I blow up the cockroach, there's no house. There's no cockroach either. Blow up either one of them, they're both gone. All I'm saying is, if there's a problem, you nuke it, it's gone. That's how I look at it, right? Now, will there sometimes be ramifications for that? Maybe. If your house is not nuke proof, maybe. But for me, that's how I operate, and it served me well, in my opinion, in my life. But I like to make sure if I'm gonna nuke things, I'm nuking them from a place of logic and less emotion. So recently, like I said, I really just been like on some, I'm not really feeling anything type of vibe right now. Anything that's annoying me, I'm like, blow it up. So I was not considering, that's a very strong word. I had in my mind thought, is that what consider means?
I think considering is kind of closer to action.
Yeah. I was thinking what it would look like if we didn't have any cats. I was wondering what that would look like if we decided not to have any cats. But like I said, we are in a very odd situation. So it's very difficult to remove them because, yes, they do cause annoyances. But I don't think that they are the problem. Like, oh, man, if we have no cats, we will be in a better position. Like, no, it might move the needle 1%, where it's like, okay, now we're not thinking about the cats. We're not thinking about cleaning the litter box or anything, but they do have a positive. So, it's not completely negative all the time. But it did cross my mind just because Melissa has stayed at her parents' house for Thanksgiving, and it was just me in the house, right? And I think for a minute, I think the cats might have been in a playpen or something, but it was just no cats. There was no cats for a little bit. And Melissa wasn't here, so it was just complete nothingness. And Melissa said that when she's at her place, she was thinking about no cats. She's like, oh man, I was sleeping. I felt amazing. I was thinking about the cats going on the counter. I was not thinking about the cats waking me up or anything. I was thinking about the playpen. I don't have to take them out, or I don't have to clean a litter box. And all that mental stress. I'm very big on mental thoughts. When I was younger, my dad used to always ask me what I'm thinking about, and I think that made me start asking myself that question. And once I started to ask myself that question, I realized that thoughts take up space in my mind. So if I'm thinking about the cats in the playpen or litter box or the counter or eating something I'm supposed to eat or on the bed or whatever, that's a thought that is taken away. That is space for a thought I can be using for something else. So, like I said, it did cross my mind, and this is a podcast about our life and what we're experiencing, what we're feeling, and that is how I was feeling in the last couple of days. But we're gonna see how the rest of this month go. December, I think at the end of December will be a big evaluation month, and we'll see what the future holds. Well, until then, I'll see y'all next week. And you can find all the behind the scenes content on social medias. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray, and my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Melissa Burnett, AnetaBurn. With that being said, Bamboo Project out.